The instructions for this one are to write a piecewise formula. So this I think we definitely need practice on. I'm looking at this graph and I notice that there are specifically two pieces. Whoops, I guess you can't see this and that. Oh, I meant to zoom in. Alright, so those are the two pieces. So that means my piecewise function is going to be f of x equals, I'll do a curly brace, and I'm going to have one piece for this, and then another piece for that. So pretty much, I'm just going to find an equation for this. It's just a line, so I'll find an equation for that line, and then also I'll pretty much write the domain. So I'll say whatever that equation for that line is, and then for, I guess the domain would be just the x values from negative 1 all the way until 0. Remember, the domain is the x coordinate, so we can say for negative 1 and 0, x is in between. Do we include negative 1? No, because there's an open circle there. So there. So x is bigger than negative 1. That makes sense. And then we include 0. Include 0. Lots and lots of people get confused. Wait, why don't you go from negative 1 to negative 3? Well, remember, when we do piecewise functions, this is the domain. That means just x values. So we got to think of it, well, this line is drawn when x is negative 1, or almost when x is negative 1, all the way till when x is 0. After that, when x is bigger, it's no longer this line. That line doesn't continue down there. So we have that. So that domain is fine. I'm going to erase some stuff. And then the next domain would be from 0 all the way up to 2. I do not include 0 because I don't have that included, but I do include 2. So I'll just do the same thing for 0, x, 2, and x is in between those, and not including 0 but including 2 because there's a closed circle at 2. 4. Alright, now I just have to figure out the equations for those lines, which is easy. Well, I guess I'm going to use y equals mx plus b, because for this I know that the y-intercept is negative 3. Done. And I can just count the slope. And then I just won't include the y. I'll write this part here, and I'll do the same for the other. So what is this? We have y equals, the slope would be down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1. It's negative, so negative 3 over 1 x minus 3, because the y-intercept is 3. There we go. Negative 3x minus 3 for x in between negative 1 and 0, including 0, not including negative 1. And then for this, it would be a positive 3, and the slope is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So negative 4 over 2, which is just negative 2. So negative 2x. I hope that's right. Yeah, there we go. That's my piecewise function. However many distinct pieces that you see in the graph, that's how many distinct sections the piecewise function will have. If we had something like this, and then this, and then this, and then this, that would be one. Oh, you can consider this a single function, or you can split it up into two. 1, 2, 3. Or you could even, so that would have 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. Or you could do something like this. This is one piece, this is another, this is another, this is another, and then you could have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces there. Alright, I'm done talking about this.